if it was made public that aliens are real, they announce it, and we see them, how do you think we react to that? And what do you think happens to religion?
Two good questions. Yeah. What I think the reaction is going to be exactly proportional to how it's presented. If it's an announcement, there are two announcements. Here's the proof we're not alone, and they're here to eat us for lunch and to attack us, and we need interplanetary war. Panic in the streets. The other is they're here. There's no evidence they're hostile. They're concerned about our hostility, but we need to develop a plan to make peaceful contact with them and a plan to bring out some of these technologies that can be safely deployed, and we'll have a whole new world. So one's a very unifying message and that takes us into the future. The other one is Armageddon. And right now, the thrust in ufology and Elizondo and the media is Armageddon. I mean, their whole messaging, though they won't say it, is global fear and destruction and war. So it really depends on who and how that message is portrayed to the public. So if it comes out very publicly, who's going to coach and mentor the president or the UN Secretary General or the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom or the King of England or whoever to speak of this, right? Whoever the head of state is. Similarly, in our diplomatic corps, how are they going to react to this? So I think that so much of this depends, in my opinion, on the consciousness behind it. What's the intent of the disclosure? And if you'll see in the archive, I wrote a paper in 1999. It's called When Disclosure Serves Secrecy. And it's what I'm talking about right here is when people disclose this, but in a way that serves the secret agenda of disunity and war and profiteering and all that. And that's what's unfortunately unfolding on one level. On another level, we're trying to do an honest disclosure that would be peaceful and unifying and hopeful. But we're up against the machine, as it were. I talk about Rage Against the Machine. We're up against this big machine that is hell-bent and has been for 70 years at portraying this as a threat. Now, if that's the disclosure that happens, it's going to be very bad for the future, frankly. So a big part of this is how is it disclosed? Who discloses it? So the answer to your question is it depends on the context and the narrative.